My first one, it was a show called JAG, and it was on CBS at the time, and it's the show that NCIS spun off of. And it's actually the first television audition I ever gone to. So I didn't really know how, I was so new. And I had a friend who had a small recurring part on ER, and when he heard that I was going in, he sort of became like my teacher, my Obi-Wan. And he was like, hey, so you're gonna go to this address, there's gonna be a green room and people signing their names, and I didn't know any of this. So everything was just so new, and it's the first time where I went to an audition, because it was my first TV audition. I saw other actors that I recognized when I was growing up, you know, like watching TV when I was in high school. And they were there auditioning for different parts, but I think that was like my first contact with Hollywood, and I was like, this is so surreal. That's that guy from so-and-so. And then, you know, I was lucky to get the part, and so I remember my first day on set, we ended up having, they shot all my scenes in one day. We had like 4 really big scenes, and it ended up being like a 20-hour day, monster day. So I went to set at about 6 a.m. and I met a lot of different people on set, and so we're at lunch, and you know, you just kind of start talking to your other actors and your co-stars, and they say, how long have you been doing this? I'm like, I just started, this is my first thing. And everyone kind of flipped out because they couldn't believe, you know, because I had a pretty sizable role in the episode, and I just went in there with just, you know, my mindset was I'm just gonna keep my eyes open and just learn, and just kind of, you know, just stay quiet and just observe everything. And it really was like literally probably the best training day I could have asked for. I mean, you have a feeling that it's something different, but you can never predict how it's going to play out. You know? I remember when I read the script, it definitely felt different because it read like a movie. So the scale just felt big. But everyone was working together for the first time, and I think everyone really wanted the show to work. So they sort of brought their best. I think that's what made it special.
And the other thing that I think was sort of surprising about the show is I don't think anybody expected it to be canceled when it did. So, I mean,
yeah,
because it was still riding high. So was that something that was unexpected for you and the other cast members too?
What was happening at the time was it was bigger than what was happening on the show. I mean, NBC was going under new management, we were bought by a different company. So there's a lot of changes going on. You know, we were also the most expensive show on TV at the time, so I think there was many factors that was taking place. You know, we had this, we had the dubious distinction of being the most downloaded show on the internet, which is great for the show, but it's a tough thing for advertisers because they still, we're going through a time period where people just really didn't know how to monetize, you know, shows on the internet, and so visibility-wise, you know, it was great for the show, but I think you know, it was a very transitional time of television shows really going into a new medium.
Was there any talk about at least sort of giving us some kind of wrap-up?
Initially, there was. I know Tim Crane. I think that's one of the ideas that he toyed around with, and then there was an announcement recently by Microsoft that they wanted to bring it back in some form or manner. I don't know what that's going to look like. I think it's still very early in the talks, but so they wrote the end of season 4 in a way that it could sort of feel like some sort of closure. But we had a whole season 5 planned out, and they were going to start eliminating characters, you know, almost in a survivor type of manner, you know, and so almost every episode, you know, there's going to be some sort of
huge thing.
Yeah.
Including you?
I don't know, you know. Yeah.